Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. Today we have our second showcase on the EZA Kid Goku, a unit that looks very good. However, I don't really have the units you want to be running around him unless you were to take him onto kind of the more generic better categories in the game, such as, you know, Bond of Parent Child, which I also don't have for tier and chunks, so that's not completely an option. But, you know, you're looking at Pure Saiyans, Kamehameha, Goku's family, categories like that. I don't have units like Pan, of course, the new Kid Goku. We do have a friend one with us, which of course you guys can do too. But in terms of all those type of units, don't really have them. But he does have a lot of flexibility in him, so of course we are going to try him out today. He is indeed rainbowed, so this is as good as he can be. We do have him linked up with the EZA Kid Goku Great Ape, who's his better linking partner. But realistically, when you're in red zone, you're not going to be running him with his better linking partners anyway, just because they are not viable for the likes of red zone. But that's where his flexibility comes in, and that's what makes him so good. So pre-super, pre-anything, he's starting with almost a 500k attack stat, pre-super at 490 and 193k defense, which is pretty good. We do get Fierce Battle linked with the EZA LR Gohan. Without Fierce Battle, we go down to 331k attack stat. So we are going to leave him in slot 2 for the time being. We'll give him some orbs and see what he's putting out on the first initial super. But don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you're new, and let me know down in the comments how you are finding the EZA Kid Goku. Do you like him? Do you not? And also let me know how you're finding God Goku. We're starting with a 5.71 million attack stat, which is pretty good. But yeah, two very good EZAs, of course, have dropped today, so do let me know your thoughts. So after we got an additional, they're almost up to 6 mil after the additional. That's second 30% attack and defense raise. But after EZAing, one of the major notices he does immediately get is, of course, DB Saga Youth. He's now a key +3 lead, HP and attack and defense +170. You know, of course, got a lot of buff and improvement over the last probably, what, year, 2 years? So they are not bad category. Youth is an okay, for me it's not a great category because I don't have those type of units, but in general, it's a solid category if you do have the units to go onto it. So now that there's a 170 lead, that is quite nice. On super attack, he is raising his attack and defense by 30% for one turn, causes immense damage with a high chance of stunning. Of course, where you can utilize that, it's going to be very useful. He does get attack and defense plus 159% at the start of turn, and then gets an additional attack boost up to 59% the more HP remaining, the greater the attack boost, and an additional defense boost by up to 159%. The less HP remaining, the greater the defense boost. So depending on how your run's going, depends of course what Kid Goku is going to be better at. Now of course realistically in red zone, you are open to lose a bit more HP than, for example, what we're doing now, or even ESBR, even though ESBR does hit quite hard, but you will you will likely lose quite a bit of HP potentially in red zone if the wrong super attack or the wrong unit gets super attack, sorry. And things like that, even if you are bringing your bulky units like your Bird Qs, your Gammas, etc. So, you know, that's where its flexibility does indeed start. Of course, we haven't really lost any HP whatsoever, so we're getting that full 59% attack boost. The extra defense boost, however, is very nice because, of course, that's 159% rather than just 59%. So I'm definitely impressed with that. We are on a 484k attack stat and 244k defense right now. Are we getting some support from this guy? I don't actually remember fully what he does. No, we haven't. It's probably part of his passive. You know, don't remember everyone's passive off by heart. But other than that, he also gets key +2. Oh, there we go. That's where the extra comes in. He's getting key +2 in attack and defense plus 20% up to 59% at the start of each turn, which you're pretty much going to be getting done in 3 turns. So we're now up to a 5.3 million attack stat, even though we have probably lost a little bit of our attack boost just because we did get hit, what, by 30k per basic against Great Ape Kid Goku. But, you know, building that extra key, or no, the extra attack and defense up to 59%, I said will take 3 turns. Of course, just because of that 59%, which Dokkan does like to use when it comes to Goku's, Kid Goku's, those type of things, is obviously why we're not getting it as quick as we should do. That extra 1% is why it's got to take 3 turns. That extra 1%. But yeah, that'll happen in 3 turns over time, which is completely fine. 3 turns is quick enough to build up a unit. And then he also launches an additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack when HP is 59% or more, which is very nice. Again, on top of the fact you may have dupes. Again, mine's rainbowed. So then you get that second attack and defense raise, which gives him more defense, especially in the likes of harder content like Red Zone. Doing some extra damage is going to be nice, but definitely the extra defense is going to be very nice. And then if you have dupes in him, you could then potentially super attack 3 times in one turn, which means the amount of damage he actually does, especially if you hit a crit along the way, or maybe more than one crit, very nice. But again, more importantly, he will have his defense raised by 30%, 3 times ideally in one turn, if you do hit the additional in his passive, and do hit the additional in a dupe system if you do have dupes in Kid Goku's EZA. So that is very nice. He then also can perform a critical hit when HP is 59% or less. So again, depending on how your run's going, you can perform a crit guaranteed, which is nice, but I would probably prefer maintaining my HP to get the additional, again, for the defense raise and the extra damage. And also, again, because mine is rainbowed, there's still that potential to hit a crit. It's not guaranteed, which is obviously very nice to actually do damage to enemy health bars, like actual raw damage. I mean, look at EZA transforming Gogeta Blue. But I would prefer to keep my HP not only, you know, more, or at 59% or more, just because naturally, you know, you don't want to die in Red Zone. Even though there is bulky units you can run around Kid Goku. But naturally, I don't want to die. But also, again, I do feel like the additional would be a little bit more useful. Again, just because you have the 30% attack and defense raise. Specifically with the defense, means he can tank a little bit better, tank some supers a little bit less, especially with a Whis active. And then ideally, if you can get the additional pop-off if you do have dupes in him, that's 3 defense raises by 30%. And again, I would much rather the extra defense than a guaranteed crit. Considering there's other units that can go around Kid Goku who can deal damage. But still, it is nice that he does have a crit, depending on if you do have, you know, 59% HP or more or less. He also stuns the attacked enemy, guaranteed once only, and then it gets an additional attack plus 59% if HP is 59% or less when attacking. So that is very nice, again, where you can utilize it, but the guaranteed stun is very, very nice. And yeah, again, that's where Kid Goku's flexibility does indeed come in. And again, he does have an active condition, which I'm pretty sure hasn't been touched. Yeah, no, hasn't been touched in terms of conditions. Doesn't really need to be. But he does, of course, have an active skill where he'll cause ultimate damage to the enemy. And that can be activated when HP is at 59% or less. So we do actually need to take some damage. So hopefully we can get that to happen. I'm actually going to pop an Usher, just because I don't want to take too much damage. And even though we got some more defense, because we have lost some HP, so we're close to 300k defense right now, which is very nice. Especially again when you consider he's going to get a 30% attack and defense raise. This is kind of where you want to sit. You kind of want to sit between the two, in terms of, you know, more HP or more or less HP. You know, you lose a little bit of HP, you might lose a little bit of an attack boost. However, you will get a decent amount of HP back because of that hefty 159% defense he does get. The lower HP you have. So you kind of want to maintain your HP kind of like in the realms of like 50% or more. Realistically, again, for me, because I would prefer the additional, I'd want to maintain my HP at 59% or more. So kind of like a 60% mark, I would prefer to maintain Kid Goku's HP at, just because then I can get some of the attack boost and quite a bit of the defense boost while keeping the additional he can get in his passive. I know that's easier said than done, but it does mean you do get a bulk of defense, again, combined with a 30% attack and defense raise, while still dealing some very good damage. And again, as I said, just because I naturally prefer Kid Goku having the additional rather than the crit, especially because he is rainbowed, so he can crit in the dupe system as well. So I'd rather play it out like that. Of course, that's easier said than done, but this is where his flexibility comes in, depending on where your HP is sitting, where you get more than one boost than the other, or kind of like a split. And then if you get the additional or if you're getting the crit. But as I said, realistically in Red Zone, I think if you were going to be like actually realistically running him on a category team, he'll probably be going in slot 3 as a floater. Whereas, for example, God Goku in the video previously could actually make it on main rotation because of how good his defense is and the chances to dodge. He can realistically go on main rotation and have a partner. He just doesn't have a slot 1 partner ideally. Whereas Kid Goku, you know, a lot of his better linking partners aren't viable and runnable in Red Zone. So you're probably going to want to keep him off main rotation, because he too doesn't have a slot 1 unit. But you probably want to keep him off rotation. But he could still do a very good job in red zone just because of the versatility he does have. And I am also somewhat impressed with him. He is a pretty good EZA. I think for me, I just probably won't be using him that often. Just because of, you know, I don't have the units you would want to run around him. You know, I don't have Pan. I don't have the new kid Goku. You know, I'm probably missing some other units here and there. And there are probably better choices that I could run on the teams that I could put him on with some of the better units in the game. But his EZA is still good. His EZA is still pretty good. Decent damage. Solid defense. Great versatility in his passive. Quick and easy build up. It's a good EZA. It's a solid EZA. I don't think it's one I'll be finding myself using too often. But so far from what I've seen, and just naturally from his details, he's a good solid EZA. I'm impressed with him. He's very, very solid. So that is Kid Goku's EZA. I wasn't going to try and push for the active skill just because it's just there to deal damage. So, you know, it'll probably deal some okay damage, probably nothing insane. But his EZA is solid. His EZA is pretty good. As I said, realistically, I probably won't find myself using him too much. But I know there's a lot of classic Dragon Ball fans out there who'll be buzzing about this, especially with the recent release, of course, with the Path to Power Kid Goku as well. But yeah, very solid EZA. Just won't find myself using it too much. Solid defense. It'll be enough to probably tank the majority of red zone bosses for double digits. Some, not so much. That depends if the additional comes off, depending on your HP sitting. And of course, if you can hit an additional from the dupe system as well. But a super probably would clock him, especially if you're not getting any additionals off and don't have an item active. So as I said, it's solid, great versatility in his passive. Built in crits, built in additionals, more HP, the more attack. You know, you lose a bit, and the more HP, or the less HP you have, the more defense, and that's a hefty defense increase as well. You know, and ideally, that's when he's going to be tanking red zone bosses better, where you have less HP with the extra 159% defense. But then, of course, that's where you're close to being dead. But still a very good and very solid EZA. Do let me think down in the comments. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next video, guys. And peace.